And we are going to go to the phones right now. Let us talk to Sue. Sue, you're on the phone. You're on the air live with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Ken. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Did I read right here? You want to talk about ICE? Now, by ICE, do we mean ICE agents or ICE on the roads?
Yes. No, ICE agents. Yes,
Okay, so what do
I'm
you have?
calling. Well, there was an incident yesterday in Landing, as I understand it, which I think is part of Roxbury Township. And
Yes.
ICE was out, it's my understanding from what I read, to arrest an illegal person who was a criminal. And
Correct.
during this exchange, they were on a main road, and the person tried to use his car as a weapon to run down the ICE agent. And everyone's in an uproar because shots were fired by the agent who simply shot the tires of the car. And so you see on social media everybody having a fit and an investigation. Our fearless helicopter pilot governor there is sounding the alarm, and as she's been doing since the beginning when she's not talking about Trump. And it just kills me that we live in a society where here's someone trying to uphold the law and somebody's attacking him. He doesn't even shoot the person. It's not a Renee Good situation, and everybody's in an uproar when he's just trying to do what's honorable. And I'm just wondering what the heck has happened to society that immorality or just being illegal and fighting the rules seems to be the norm and the acceptable when being a rule follower is frowned upon. It's a crazy world.
That's a great point. Please stay with us on the line here. I want to continue the conversation here. Number one, remember President Trump was elected by a majority, and it's like 50.1%. It was a
Mm-hmm.
majority of the United States for the one specific reason, rather, of building the wall and controlling our issue of illegal migration in this country. We had almost 2 million legal migrants coming into the country, and we had anywhere from 10 to 20 million illegal migrants. And it's sort of a big middle finger to all the people who waited patiently and spent thousands of dollars working hard with their lawyers to try to come here legally, when these other 20 million just cut the line and said, screw you, and just stepped right over them. And God knows how many people from the communist Chinese snuck in. We have Middle Eastern terrorist types who snuck in. And I'm not just saying that, we know because we've arrested dozens and dozens. And people say, oh, that's only dozens out of 20 million. Yet all you need is one. Only one person could cause a 9/11 to
Yes,
happen here. It's just antithetical to
correct.
all things logical to make it shrug your shoulders at that. And just to remind everybody of the story you're talking about, ICE agents working in Roxbury arrested a criminal illegal alien from Honduras. Jesus Fabian Lopez Benegas illegally entered during the Biden administration and was eventually arrested and charged with drug trafficking, drug possession, and DUI in 2021. A judge ordered that he be deported, but because of the lax enforcement under the Biden administration, he remained. Well, federal agents say, as you mentioned so eloquently, that yesterday they tried to arrest him for removal. They just wanted to pick him up and say, okay, go. That's it. They just wanted to send him on his way. And Lopez Venegas tried to run over an ICE agent with his car. So the agent did what he is trained to do. He shot the tires, and that person, Venegas, was taken into ICE custody. The fact that anybody would be upset by that makes you scratch your head, considering 2 to 4 million illegals were removed under the Obama administration and not a word was uttered. 2.5 to 3 million were turned around at the border under the Biden administration, although they had 20 million more that came in. Not a word was uttered. But here, the Trump administration hasn't even removed a million, and you'd think that it's a stuck pig squealing for its life. It is unbelievable. But these are communist agitators who are working on the hippie leftist liberals in the state of New Jersey by agitating them online. So you have these 60-year-olds with 5 million in the bank. Their kids go to some elite school or work in Manhattan. They have a very comfortable life, and they just keep reading social media and getting pissed off at the world. And they hate Orange Man bad no matter what he does. If he prevented a child
Yeah.
from getting hit by a car or saved a baby from dying of cancer, these people would be out there protesting. You know it as well as me.
I sure do. Trump derangement syndrome is true, and it is a real thing for sure.
Yeah, it's unreal. What, and when you ask people, just take a breath, get the pink hair and the nose ring aside, take a deep breath, and tell me with logic and patience, what are we supposed to do when somebody is here illegally? And by the way, you wouldn't be allowed to be illegal in France. You wouldn't be allowed to be illegal in England.
No,
You wouldn't be allowed to be illegal in
no,
Honduras. Guess what? Mexico kicks people out who come across the border from Honduras. They kick them out and send them back to Honduras. Yes, people don't think about that. They think it only happens under Trump. No, Trump has had the least amount
no.
of deportations, and more people have
Right.
self-deported than been deported. I don't know if you realize
Yes.
that.
Yes, yes, I
So
heard that. Plus, the other thing too is that it's not that we did not welcome people into our country. There's just a procedure that has to be followed. That's all we're saying. It's not that we don't want anyone in our country, but follow the rules.
we have 2 million people allowed to come in legally every year. And when you look at it as a ratio, Sue, versus other countries around the world, it is a higher ratio than any place on the planet. Do you think people are migrating into Muslim countries? No, they're leaving Muslim
No.
countries. They're leaving by the millions. Why? Why are people coming out of Muslim countries and going to places like England, France, even Italy? Why is that? You have to scratch your head and wonder. You don't have a migration of Americans, even, and you have some gorgeous, I'm not criticizing. Look at United Arab Emirates. It's stunning. But what have they done? They've outpriced it for 99% of the planet. You can't afford to go there. Even Americans can't afford to
Sure.
go there. They want the elite of the elite. So they're basically telling anybody who doesn't have money, go to hell, get lost. And so the United Arab Emirates, UAE, is this exclusive place. Do you know that even Iran has an island that is in the Hormuz Strait that is super elite? That even for an American to go to this island, it is super expensive, and even we can't afford it. It's like $5,000 a day for a hotel, and it looks just like the UAE. But there are these places that
Yeah.
people think, oh, only the U.S. No, what's happening is people from all around the world are leaving those countries. They're coming here for one reason. We have all the bennies. We're giving it all away. Germany, France, Italy,
Yep.
United States, England, giving it all away to anybody who comes because we've spent decades telling women, and I'm not saying women should not have a career, they should, but we've spent decades saying it's bad to stay home and be a mother and raise a family. So stop having babies and stop getting married. Our population has declined dramatically. And all of a sudden, we're like, oh, the social security system is collapsing. Let's import the rest of the world. We don't tell women from Muslim nations to stay home and, or not to stay home, rather, and have babies. They're welcome
Right.
to stay home and have all the babies they want. But all the US born women, we tell, go out and work and don't have kids. And this is the scenario now. So now you have Democrats in this country looking to raise the population of voters any way they can, and they open the floodgates. Sue, we always love you when
Very
you
true.
call. You call anytime.
Thanks, Ken. Have a great day.
You too. We appreciate you calling and always watching. So have a great one. Sue, oh my gosh, we love when Sue calls.